Welcome to Easy to Love Yoga with Shanna. Today we're going to do a chair yoga class and we're just going to use the chair. So starting seated forward in your chair, so your glutes are on the chair, hamstrings are off the chair, feet are flat on the floor, nice 90-degree bend at the knees, bringing your attention to your posture, sitting nice and tall in the chair, resting your hands on your lap, taking a moment here, closing your eyes, noticing your breath. When you inhale, do you allow your chest to rise and your belly to rise? Exhaling, allowing the belly to fall and chest to fall. Just notice if you're breathing deeply. Starting at the crown of our head, let's scan our body all the way down to our toes and just notice any areas we need to be mindful of as we move through this practice today. Please remember, if something does not feel comfortable that we're doing in class, you do not need to do it. Please wait for us to move on to the next pose. Always keep yourself safe in this or any other practice. Moving on to our 4 square breathing exercise, sitting tall in your chair, closing your eyes, and inhaling through the nose for our count of 4, 3, 2, 1. Retain your breath. 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale through the nose. 4, 3, 2, 1. Retain the emptiness. 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. Retain. Exhale. Retain. Inhale, notice your posture. Retain. Exhale. Retain. Inhale. Retain. Exhale. Retain. Returning to your regular breath, and just notice if you're breathing deeply. Gently open your eyes. We're going to start with a nice shoulder shrug, allowing your hands to drop free by your side, shrugging up, holding for a count of 2 as we inhale, and as we exhale for a count of 3, dropping the shoulders. Inhale and shrug for a count of 2. Exhale, release for a count of 3. Inhale, shrug for 2. Exhale, release for 3. Inhale, shrug. Exhale, release. Twice more. Inhale, shrug. Exhale, release. Inhale, shrug. Exhale, release. Now we're going to take our fingertips and we're going to bring it to the back of our neck, and we're just going to massage up and down the neck, just noticing if you're holding tension anywhere in the neck. Just a gentle massage up and down the back of the neck. Keep going up the neck and down the neck. Beautiful. One more time, up the neck, down the neck. And release the hands. We're just going to roll out the wrists here. Rolling in the opposite direction. Now we're going to bring our hands to a stop sign position. We're going to allow the fingers to point back slightly towards the body here. Feeling a beautiful stretch in the lower part of the wrists. Holding here. And now relaxing the hand and allowing the wrist to drop forward. Feeling a stretch along the top of the wrists. Continue sitting tall in your chair, breathing deeply. Lifting the hands once again, stretching the wrists. Fingers come towards the body slightly. And relaxing the hands, allowing those fingers to drop towards the floor. Once again, bringing those fingers up. These are the extensors and flexors of the wrists we're working. And then lowering those fingers. And up for a count of 2. Down for a count of 2. Up for a count of 2. Down for a count of 2. And let's just roll it out in one direction. And rolling out in the opposite direction. Beautiful. We're going to take our arms into a T. We're still sitting nice and tall in our chair. And on an exhale, I want you to twist slightly until you feel the sensation of the twist in the body, stopping there, and then bringing your attention to the hand behind you, trying to look beyond those fingers. Holding here, sitting tall, breathing deeply, gazing beyond the fingers of the hand behind you. One more breath here. Slowly rotating back to our starting position, arms still in a T. Now we're going to rotate in the opposite direction. So stopping at that sensation of the twist and then looking towards the fingers behind you, gazing beyond those fingers at the wall behind. Holding here, sitting tall, breathing deeply. One more breath here. Coming back to center. Beautiful. Now we're going to take one hand and lower it towards the floor and bring the opposite hand towards the ceiling. Looking through the back of the hand, through the fingers at the ceiling. One more breath. Coming back slowly into that T pose. Now the hand that was in the sky comes down to the ground. Opposite hands reaching up, looking through the fingers of the ceiling. One more breath here. Slowly coming back into that T position. Beautiful. Now we're going to lower the torso forward, bringing those arms slightly behind the shoulders. Just finding a nice stretch in the back. Continue to breathe. One more breath here. Slowly rising back up into a T position. This time arching your back towards the back of the chair, bringing those arms slightly forward, arching the back, continuing to breathe, holding here, gauging the muscles in the stomach, holding you in this position. One more breath here. Slowly coming back up. Let's drop the arms. We're going to roll the shoulders to the back. Rolling the shoulders now to the front. Beautiful. Let's just shake everything out. Now we're going to take our arms back into a T once again. We're going to bring the hands forward, palms facing up. And then we're going to rotate the shoulders and bring the hands behind, palms up again behind us. Palms up in front, palms up behind, palms up in front, palms up behind, palms to the front, palms up behind, palms up front, palms up behind. We're going to do one more time. Palms up front, palms up behind. Beautiful. Drawing one arm across the body, just supporting underneath the elbow, keeping the shoulder relaxed here. One more breath here. Now we're going to take that hand to the sky. We're going to drop it down to our shoulder and put gentle pressure behind and under the elbow, bringing the elbow close to the ear, pointed upward. Now, if it's available to you, you can grab onto that elbow, deepen that stretch, bring the hand to the upper shoulders behind the body. Whatever works best for you, find your comfortable spot today. One more breath here. And slowly releasing, bringing the opposite arm across the body, supporting underneath the elbow, relaxing the shoulder, sitting tall in your chair. One more breath here. And once again, we're going to take that hand to the sky, bring it down to the shoulder, supporting underneath the elbow, elbow close to the head, pressing upwards. And once again, if it's available to you, grab that elbow and bring the hand behind the shoulders, touching down in between the shoulders. Whatever works best for you today is exactly where you need to be. Breathing deeply, sitting tall. One more breath here. And slowly relaxing out of this pose, rolling the shoulders to the back. Rolling the shoulders to the front. Now we're going to bring our arms to a cactus pose. We're going to bring the shoulder blades together behind the body. So bring those elbows behind the body, squeezing the shoulder blades as if you're trying to hold a pencil between the shoulder blades. Really feel the shoulder blades activating here. Relaxing and coming to center. Now we're going to draw the hands and the elbows together in front of the body. We're going to pulse up a couple of times. 2 more pulses. And then bring the arms back into that cactus pose. Once again, draw those shoulder blades together as you bring those elbows behind the body. Two more rounds of breath here. Relax and come to center. And one last time, bring everything together in front, hands and elbows together. We're just going to hold here. Holding here, sitting tall, breathing deeply. One more round of breath here. And coming back into those cactus arms. Now let's lower down, let's roll out the shoulders a couple times to the back. Rolling the shoulders now to the front. And just shaking out the hands, releasing any tension we're holding. We're going to grab one side of the chair with one hand and bring the opposite arm up, stretching, reaching, looking through the fingers. Adding a nice side bend, still gazing up through the fingers. Coming back to center. Now the hand in the sky grabs the chair, opposite arm comes up. Stretch and reach, look through the fingers. Add that nice side bend, still gazing up through the fingers at the ceiling. Coming back to center and lowering that hand. Bringing the hands behind you on the chair. Lifting your chest up, gazing up at the sky. Feeling a nice stretch in the back. Two more rounds of breath here. Slowly unwind from that stretch, and this time bring the palms of your hands to your knees. Arch the back to the back of the chair. Holding here, continue to breathe. One more breath here. Slowly coming back up into a seated position. Now we can sit back slightly in the chair. We're still not leaning against the back of the chair. Your glutes are on the chair. A tiny bit of your hamstrings are on the chair here. We're just going to grab the underside of the chair with both hands. We're going to pick up one foot and we're going to do some ankle rotations in one direction. Any direction you choose is fine, just rotating the ankle. And then we're going to change directions and rotate in the opposite direction. Let's turn that now into a point and a flex, point, flex, point, flex. Still sitting tall in your chair, point, flex. One more time, point, flex. Now let's extend that leg out so the heel is on the floor, taking the hands off the chair, allowing them to slide down the leg to your toes or your ankles, perhaps behind your calves or behind your knees, whatever feels most comfortable for you today. Holding here, keeping a slight bend in the knee, enjoying a beautiful stretch coming up through the back of the legs and the glutes. One more breath. Slowly allowing the hands to slide up that leg and bringing that foot flat on the floor once again. Hands once again holding on to the chair, lifting the opposite foot off the floor, rolling the ankle in one direction. And then changing directions, rolling in the opposite direction. Still sitting tall in your chair, not using the backrest. And let's turn this now into a point and a flex. Point, flex, point, flex, point, flex. Let's do one more. Point and flex. Now lower that leg so the heel comes down to the ground, taking the hands off of the chair. Allow them to slide down your leg, finding that spot where you feel comfortable reaching. You can feel a beautiful stretch coming up through the glutes and the back of the leg. Holding here, continuing to breathe deeply. One more breath here. Allowing the hands to slowly come up the legs. Beautiful. Now I'm just going to ask you to extend one leg out and bring your foot across the opposite knee and then slide your foot back in so you have a 90-degree bend once again. So now you have your foot keeping it flexed, your knee is bent, your foot is protecting that bent knee, and we're going to slowly lower forward on an exhale into this figure four stretch. Holding here. Now if it's painful, just rise up slightly. Everyone's going to find they have a different range of motion in their hips. So some of us may be able to go quite forward, others maybe need to lean back a little bit slightly from that pose. So find your sweet spot today. As long as you're feeling a beautiful stretch in the hips, that's what's most important. Now if you can, lower slightly closer to the legs. Continue to breathe. Don't hold your breath here. One more breath. Slowly rising up. Grabbing the edges of your chair, allowing that foot to come forward once again and sliding the leg down. Bringing the opposite heel down, now sliding the opposite foot up behind the knee and then bringing that foot flat to the ground. Keep the foot flexed to protect the bent knee. And on an exhale, lower toward the legs. Feeling that beautiful stretch in the hip. You may notice one side feels different than the other. It's perfectly normal. Just find the stretch that works for you today. Keep breathing. Now if you can, take it a little bit closer to the legs. It's okay if you can't. Every day will be different. One more breath here. Slowly rise up, grab the edges of the chair, allow that foot to come forward and take that foot away. We're just going to walk the feet back together once again so we have a 90-degree bend at the legs. Beautiful. Now we're going to just bring our feet on an angle. So it'll be pointing towards the sides of your mat. We're going to take one hand to the opposite knee and bring the opposite arm behind us, looking towards the arm behind you, towards the fingers if you can. Holding here in this stretch. One more breath here. Slowly coming back to center. Beautiful. Now we're going to take the opposite hand to opposite knee once again. On an exhale, twisting, looking at the fingers behind the body here. One more breath. Slowly allowing yourself to come forward once again. This time we're going to take an elbow down to one knee, bring the opposite arm up and over, gazing through the fingers at the ceiling. One more breath. Slowly rising back up and bringing the opposite elbow down. Bringing the opposite hand overhead, gazing through the fingers at the ceiling. Nice side stretch. One more breath here. Beautiful, and coming back to center. Now we're just going to bring those feet together so they're hip width apart once again. Beautiful. Now we're going to extend one leg out. We're going to reach down once again, finding that stretching point. Perhaps last time you only reached your ankles. Maybe this time you can reach your toes. Just holding here, enjoying that stretch. Slowly allowing the hands to come up the leg. Returning the foot to the starting position and extending the opposite leg out, allowing the hands to slide down that leg. Reaching for that comfortable spot to enjoy this stretch. One more breath here. Slowly allow the hands to come up the legs. Now we're going to slide back slightly into the chair, still not using the backrest. Grabbing both sides of the chair with the hands. We're just going to lift the knee and the foot off the ground and rotate in one direction, keeping a nice tall posture here. Beautiful. One more rotation in this direction, and let's change directions, rotating in the opposite direction. One more rotation. We're going to set that foot down. We're going to pick up the opposite foot and using the knee, rotating outward. Holding on to the chair for support. And let's rotate in the opposite direction, rotating inward. One more rotation. And let's lower down. Bringing your hands to your lap, sitting nice and tall in the chair, closing your eyes, bringing your attention to your breath, noticing if you're breathing deeply. Taking a moment now to scan the body once again, starting at the crown of the head, working down to the toes. Notice if there's any changes in sensation from the scan you did at the beginning of class. We're just noticing, no judgment. Bring your hands together at heart center in front of the body. Thank you so much for taking this class today, for spending this mindful time for yourself. A little bit of self-care is so important. Have a beautiful day, and remember, it really is easy to love yoga. Namaste.